Top five. Who's your top five? My top five is. My top five is.
And we're going to keep it in theme.
All
My
right,
top five is.
Vincent,
keep it themed.
we are reviewing
five is-
the Blues Brothers.
Yes, we are.
tonight.
My top
A
five is.
Jake and Elwood
My top
Blues,
five is-
Mm-hmm.
a fictional tale
Yes.
My top five
of
is.
a brother singing group, front of a band. But I give you the top five brother brothers,
Top five brothers.
actual brothers,
Actual brothers.
who led singing bands.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
All right.
In my order
In your order.
of
list, your
achievement.
Okay.
So see if you agree not only with the brothers that I select,
Mm-hmm.
but the order in which I place them.
The level of achievement. All right. What we got?
All right.
Number 5.
Well, I would start with number 5, but I do want to just mention real quick that I did have one honorable mention
Honorable mention.
that I thought that you would appreciate.
The 6 finger.
Yes. The 6th finger.
And that would be?
That would be Robert Cool Bell and Ronald Bell,
Mm-hmm.
the two of the co-founders of Kool and the Gang.
Kool and the Gang. That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kool and the Gang, a historic R&B band,
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, before they became more of a group
Right. Sure.
type of thing. Huge hits in the 70s and 80s.
Speaking of Quentin Tarantino,
Yes,
the money they made off of Jungle Boogie
that's right.
and Tarantino, yeah.
They are honorable mention because, for one reason and one reason only.
Okay.
It is because while they are the co-founders of the group,
Mm-hmm.
they're not the leads of the group.
Sure.
They're not the lead voices.
Sure.
As far as I know, I don't believe they sang at
I have
all.
to say, I don't think they sang at all. Yeah.
Right, because they kind of like created the band and then
Right.
found singers to sing songs.
Right. And you're saying singers, was it anyone besides not JC?
Well, I mean, he sang like their biggest hits in the 80s, Celebration and things like that. But I don't think he's the lead on Jungle Boogie.
Well, I mean, Jungle Boogie is just.
So I'm just saying. So he's not the voice of all of their hits.
Right.
He's the voice of most of their hits, so to be fair.
No, I'm saying my and let me do the disclaimer. My Kool and the Gang is very shaky.
Really?
I thought they were a funk band
They were at first.
until he came.
Until JT Taylor, James
right,
Taylor.
JT, and then you
He
moved
kind of
into
like
the 80s.
smoothed the
Right.
edges and they became more
Right.
of an R&B group.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
think there was any vocals before JT. Like we're saying Jungle Boogie, but that's just them jamming and going
And
Jungle Boogie. Right,
Well,
right.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, right, because as you can probably guess, I'm not a huge post JT Kool and the Gang fan.
Doesn't sound like you're much of a Kool and the Gang fan.
I mean, I respect them. They're not my go-to, but like once JT comes in the 80s, I'm not I don't need Celebration or Ladies Night. Or
You don't like Too Hot?
boy, I was just about to fix my mouth to say, but I like Too Hot. That's my one. That's my one right there. Too Hot.
Yeah, that's
But
my
besides that, yeah.
jam. All right. So,
All right.
So that's my honorable mention.
Honorable. All right. Well, who's number 5 in the list official?
Number 5, Jagged Edge.
Oh my God.
Jagged Edge,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
oh Lord, have mercy.
an American R&B group from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That was initially signed to Jermaine Dupri's So Def Recordings, features the work of identical twin lead singers Brian and Brandon Casey, as well as Richard Wingo and Kyle Norman, making out the quartet. The group's debut album, A Jagged Era, performed modestly at the time of its release, but however, it did achieve gold status. But with their subsequent albums, released from 1998 to 2007, they all became commercial successes, especially J.E. Heartbreak, which featured like their biggest hits, Let's Get Married, He Can't Love You, Walk Right Out of Heaven. Jagged Edge, number 5, Brothers.
All right. Who's number 4?
You're not a Jagged Edge fan?
What do you want? What do you want from me, Lynn? The wedding song, the remix.
Let's Get Married?
Yes, the remix with Run.
With Reverend Run?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, now they call you the preacher's wife. But certainly, I don't know if they would be on a list of, but go ahead. Hey, it's not my list.
That's number 5.
It's your list. All right, what's number 4?
That's number 5.
All right, we want to start out with Jagged Edge.
Started with Jagged Edge.
Sure, who's number 4?
Number 4, the top 5 Brothers.
Yes.
Hailing out of Cleveland, Ohio in 1991. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which features the work.
I guess we're on camera. I can't just take my phone out and start looking at other stuff.
The hip hop, slightly R&B-ish group.
We used to tape this at your house and wasn't no cameras on. I could just start scrolling on my phone while you're doing this.
Featured the work of Busy Bone, Wishbone, Lazy Bone,
Yeah.
Crazy Bone, and Flesh and Bone.
Sure.
It did.
Oh, I believe you.
Only 2 of whom are actual brothers. And that would be Flesh and Bone.
Sure.
And I believe Lazy Bone.
Oh, well, of course.
But everyone else, but they all call themselves brothers.
Like they say in Zooland, he's my brother, not my actual brother, but the way that black people use the word.
Right. They had their breakout hit in 1991, Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that song. And then, of course, they followed it up in 1995 with their second album, 1999 Eternal, which included hits The First of the Month.
Yeah, it's the first of the month.
And their hit song, The Crossroads.
See you at the crossroads.
Crossroads.
Yeah, sure.
A tribute to the then recently deceased mentor, Eazy-E, which won a Grammy Award in 1997.
Sure.
And
there's an and. There's
Bone Thugs and Harmony are the only group to have worked with renowned rappers Tupac Shakur, the Notorious B.I.G., Eazy-E, and Big Pun while they were all still alive.
Okay. That's actually a nice little tidbit.
And
I knew they had worked with Tupac and Biggie. Yeah,
right.
I knew that. Yeah.
And of course, they work with Easy,
Right.
them. About.com ranked them number 12 on its list of the 25 best rap groups of all time. And MTV called them the most melodic hip hop group of all time.
Well, certainly if you can't believe About.com and MTV when it comes to hip hop, who can you believe?
They were my sources.
Yes.
So number 4.
Yeah, yes, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Number 3, because we've had Jagged Edge and Bone. Boy, who's number 3?
Number 3. You can take them by either their first name or the name on which they went out on. Their first name was the Jackson 5.
Oh, all right. See, now you
They went out on the Jacksons.
Now you're talking about some siblings.
Out of they're all siblings, Vincent.
Right.
They're all family.
Yes.
The Jackson 5, the Jacksons, the American pop band out of Gary, Indiana, which originally featured Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael, managed by their brother Joe. The group Father Joe, excuse me. The group was among the first African-American performers to attain a crossover following for such hits as I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, I Will Be There. They famously left Motown in the 70s to go to Epic Records. All except Jermaine.
That's right.
So then
he was married to Berry Gordy's daughter.
Right. So he stayed with Motown. So younger brother Randy was moved up in the ranks, and then the name of the group was changed from the Jackson 5 to the Jacksons, where they released successful albums Destiny and Triumph, and the singles Enjoy Yourself, Shake Your Body Down to the Ground, and Can You Feel It? The Jackson 5 has sold more than 100 million records worldwide. And in 1980, the brothers were honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame as the Jacksons and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. Two of their recordings, ABC and I Want You Back, are among the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll, and alongside I'll Be There, were also inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Okay. Now, the curious thing is, this is in order of success. You have two sibling groups in front of the Jacksons.
Yes, I do.
Interesting. Who's number two?
Number two on the top 5 brothers above the Jackson 5
Is
or Jacksons. KC and JoJo.
Well, this is certainly your list.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. KC and JoJo Haley won Cedric and Joel Haley. I didn't know Joel was actually his name.
And do you feel like it's enhanced your life that now you do know?
I do, because I'm ready for any trivia contest.
Yeah, where Jodeci will certainly come up.
Well, this is KC and JoJo.
Oh, just Casey.
Who did front Jodeci.
Okay, go ahead.
They were the lead singers of the chart-topping R&B group Jodeci, which also featured the Great Brothers, Dalvin and Devante.
Sure.
They were known for their 1998 smash hit All My Life. This is KC and JoJo. This is their career after leaving Jodeci, which was a huge success as an R&B group. That at the time rivaled only Boys to Men for R&B group supremacy. In the 90s.
Sure, they're above the Jacksons. This is all fascinating. Who's number one?
Whoa. I'm not finished with KC and JoJo.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Because it's like 7:45. We're talking about KC and JoJo.
Known for their 1998 smash All My Life, which was the #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks and received multiple Grammy nominations. They also featured artists on another #1 Billboard Hot 100 hit, Tupac's How Do You Want It, which also received the Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group nomination. They achieved mainstream success with the 1999 hit Tell Me It's Real, which peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Complex Magazine ranks the groups first on their 1990s male R&B group Pyramid of Excellence list in 2014 as one of the most influential groups of the 1990s and one of the best R&B groups of all time. That is speaking specifically of Jodeci, who has sold more than 200 million records worldwide to date.
All right.
Okay. Would you like to?
I'd like to know who number one was. Let's go ahead and.
Okay. All right. I'll go straight to number one.
Get in the car and drive them to a farm upstate.
This is a huge band that featured not one, not two, but 3 brothers.
Okay.
And that would be Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
Among the best-selling bands of all time.
Absolutely.
The band was formed in Chicago by Maurice White in 1969. And prominent members have included his brothers Verdine White, Philip Bailey, Ralph Johnson, Larry Dunn, Al McKay, Roland Bautista, Robert Brookins, Sonny Emery, Fred Revell, Ronnie Laws, Sheldon Reynolds, and Andrew Woolfolk. And then at one time, their half-brother Fred joined the group as well. Fred Fred White. Earth, Wind, and Fire has won 6 Grammys out of 17 nominations, 4 American Music Awards. They've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, the NAACP Image Award Hall of Fame, and Hollywood's Rock Walk, earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They've also received an ASCAP Rhythm and Blues Soul Heritage Award, a BET Lifetime Achievement Award, a Soul Train Legend Award, a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, the 2012 Congressional Horizon Award, and the Kennedy Center honors in 2019. Rolling Stone has called Earth, Wind, and Fire innovative, precise yet sensual, calculated yet galvanizing, and declared that the band changed the sound of Black pop and is one of the greatest bands of all time.
100% true.
100% true.
Right.
And deserving of being number one
Sure.
on the list of top 5 brothers.
Right. And certainly, but considering that this is a list that doesn't have DeBarge on it, doesn't have it's right there in the name, actually, the Isley Brothers on it. Or I mean, hell, I'd throw the Whispers and the Silvers on before a couple of people on this list. But but it's your list.
It is my list. But here's where I'm going to go with this. All right. I'll make an argument for the Isley Brothers. Right. You got a legit case for the Isley Brothers.
Do I have a legitimate case for a group that's been making hits for 50 years and damn near invented rock and roll and soul music? Thank you.
Okay. You got an argument for the Isley Brothers.
Okay.
I can do that.
All right.
Okay. You happy? DeBarge, I don't think their success, I don't think, as much as people want to,
certainly Jagged Edge is better than them.
Jagged Edge had a more successful career than DeBarge. They did. I don't know if they did. I know that they did.
No, I don't know if they did.
I'm telling you, they did. They had a more successful career than DeBarge.
How are we?
If you market
successful,
you can. I'll tell you how you can market. You can whichever way you want. Longevity. They lasted longer than DeBarge because DeBarge flamed out. They famously all flamed out.
Okay. How many albums did Jagged Edge have?
They had about 7 albums. DeBarge did not have 7 albums.
Jagged Edge had 7 albums?
Yes, just because you didn't listen to them doesn't mean that they didn't have them.
No. I understand that part.
Yeah, they had 7 albums. They had 7 albums, and at least 5 of them went platinum. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Jagged Edge had a more successful career than DeBarge.
Okay, go ahead.
They did. Which means that they also had a more successful career than the Silvers.
Okay, the Silvers, I was just thinking of brother groups.
All right, so that knocks them down. Okay?
Okay.
The reason why I put Casey and JoJo begrudgingly,
right, not Jodeci.
Yeah, not Jodeci.
Casey and JoJo.
Right. But taking their whole career in totality, that they were able to continue on as themselves, as brothers, as a duo, and still have success, right? The reason why I put them over the Jackson 5, not Michael Jackson, not Jermaine Jackson, not Janet Jackson. Well,
you said the Jackson 5.
But the Jackson 5. The reason I put
the
them
Jacksons.
And the Jacksons is because I love the Jackson 5. You love the Jackson 5.
Uh-huh.
We both love the Jacksons. I would argue that unfortunately, time has not been kind to the memory of the Jackson 5, especially the Jacksons. I like their Epic, the music they did with Epic. I think some of it very much stands up, but I don't think it is as well remembered as their Motown stuff. I think when people think of the Jackson 5, they go right back to the.
I agree.
They go right back to the Motown stuff.
But certainly that is eternal.
But here's the other thing. I also think that when people think about that Motown stuff, I bet there's a lot of people, and even surprisingly, I would argue a lot of Black people, like generations younger than us, that hear that music and hear Michael Jackson and not hearing the Jackson 5. They're hearing that, that was little Michael. They're not hearing Jackson 5. They're not giving that credit to the Jackson 5.
The Jackson 5?
Yeah, but I don't think that they're
like, it's still the group.
But I don't think that the group resonates in people's memory. Like, I think Michael Jackson has eclipsed their memory so much that he has subsumed.
No, certainly more than them. But to say that the Jackson 5 is not iconic as the 5 of them, like even if it's just that snapshot, that ABC snapshot, I think that's all 5 of them.
No, it is all 5 of them. But I think, this is my read of it. I could be 100% wrong. But my read is that when the average person, and admittedly, I'm thinking about generations younger than us, when they think of those, they see that snapshot of...
Why are you just thinking about them now? Like, we're thinking about everybody. Like, if you think... God bless the young people. I'm not basing anything on them. Like, I thought we were talking about everybody. In that case, Earth, Wind, and Fire shouldn't have been on there if we talking about the young people. You can't talk to the young people.
Well, first of all, you can talk to the young
people. You can talk to them, but, you got to talk to them like they're the young people.
Well, but I think that the young people still remember, they still... Oh, there's Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think when they listen to...
So you're trying to tell me the young people remember Earth, Wind, and Fire more than the Jackson 5?
They know that was... that's that group that my mom listened to. It was the Jackson 5. When they hear the old Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire, when they hear old Jackson 5 records, they're hearing, that's little Michael Jackson.
So they hear Earth, Wind, and Fire and say, well, that's Verdine on guitar.
They're not hearing the brothers, but it's the band.
So Jackson 5, you can focus on Michael.
I'm telling you, they do.
Earth, Wind, and Fire,
I'm telling you,
you can acknowledge them as brothers.
I'm telling you, I think people just hear Michael. They hear Michael.
But Earth, Wind, and Fire, they hear the White Brothers.
No, I'm not saying they hear the White Brothers.
Then what are you talking about?
I'm saying that I don't think that people are...
This is a ridiculous list.
It's not a ridiculous...
I reject this list out of hand. Put it in a car. We're going to drive it to the farm upstate so it can run around with other lists. And yeah, that's what happened. We put them in the car while you were in school. We're going to put this list in the car while you're in school. List. And it's a very good list. And we're going to put the list in the car and drive to a farm upstate so that it can run around with the other list. And it's got lots of room, and you don't have to worry about feeding and walking the list anymore. But it's a very good list.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this then. Taking that list, obviously you would put the Jackson 5 above Casey and JoJo. Knowing you will probably take Casey and JoJo off. So let's say if you took that list and you had Earth, Wind, and Fire, then you had Jackson 5 and slot in the Isley Brothers. Okay? Now, who are you contending that you should be on that list besides Casey and JoJo and Jagged Edge? Because you're saying DeBarge, and I'm telling you, their career is... the two of them careers eclipsed...
We just said the Isley Brothers.
I gave you Isley Brothers. I gave you Isley Brothers as number 3.
I'm telling you, I'd put the Whispers on before I'd put Jagged Edge on.
You see. Okay, all right. Well, see,
come on, let's keep it moving.
You get into a personal bias.
Come on, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
I can't mess with the
Like I said, it's a very good list. It's a wonderful
Don't
list.
pat me on my head.
I'm not patting you on your head.
Yeah, I feel the pat on my head.
Just understand, when you go to school tomorrow, we're going to take the list to a farm upstate so that it can run around with this other list. And one day we can go visit on the farm. No, not that weekend, because we have something to do. I think we're busy that weekend too. Okay, I don't know about that weekend. We'll try, but we'll see.